Welcome to Real Estate Real World, where we talk to the movers, shakers, and leaders that are getting it done right now in the real estate industry and beyond. I'm your host, Marguerite Crespillo, and I started this podcast simply dedicated to calling people about what's really happening in this crazy roller coaster ride of real estate. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes and stay up to date on the newest stuff by adding yourself to the list at www.realestaterealworld.com. Now, let's dive into the world of real estate. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Real Estate Real World. I am your hostess, Marguerite Crespillo, and I'm excited to have you here today. And it's interesting because I always meet the most fascinating people. And when I decided to start this podcast way back in the day, that was really my goal. I just wanted to talk to cool people. Well, a little while ago, I got introduced to these people from a good friend of mine, Jamie Prose. We also did a podcast with her last year, which we'll reference in the links. And she's one of my favorite people on the planet. So I was thrilled when she introduced me to them. And then I got to have them be guests at our Top Women in Real Estate event that we did last month, which was a huge hit. And these guys were a huge hit. I only wish we'd have had more time for them to talk. But guess what? They're going to be on the podcast now, so you get to hear their whole story. So let me read their bios real quick. Introducing Brandie Larsen and Ryan Eiesland, the founders of Home+Sort. Since establishing their business in 2018, they have built their success on delivering white glove services to their clients. They offer professional organizing services, including decluttering, packing, moving, and unpacking, aimed at assisting with the buying, selling, or moving process, which y'all know, moving is a nightmare. Home+Sort has been featured in HGTV magazine, Forbes, Architectural Digest, the Wall Street Journal, Glamour, and E-News. I feel so honored to talk to these guys. Brandie and Ryan also have a product line with M Design and their own series on the Design Network. With over 1,000 clients served and a significant social media presence, including 255,000 Instagram followers and 1.2 million monthly viewers on Pinterest, they continue to set the standard in their field. Welcome, Ryan and Brandie. Come on back.
Hello.
Hello. We're so glad to be here.
Yeah. I'm so excited to have you. And I know, Ryan, you're not feeling so hot. So she's got that sexy, raspy, horsey voice.
Yeah. I haven't been smoking. I just, for some reason, have no voice.
My husband used to always say that's because you talk too much.
I would be very guilty of that. Ryan is less guilty of that. For me, it's like, how do I still have a voice? I don't know.
I'm so honored to have you guys here. And like I said, it was such a joy to get to meet you, Brandie. I haven't met you in person yet, Ryan, but I am looking forward to that. And I'm so excited to have you guys here. And you guys participated in a big way at our Top Women in Real Estate event this year. So you were the big old sponsors and you gave away a big package for one of our members. So thank you. Thank you for that. I'm super, super grateful. And next year, we're going to have you be bigger speakers at that event.
Oh my gosh, we would love to. It was so fun just to be there and be at an event that it's like our industries. We work with agents all the time, but just to get a little window into what you guys are doing. And it was a great experience. So we really appreciate you having us.
It's pretty cool. So tell me this, like, how did you guys get started in this business? Because I just think about like last night, we all have that room in our house, right? The junk room, or at least a closet.
Yeah.
And I have this, of course it's my workout room. So obviously I'm not spending a lot of time in there. And my brother's coming to town and I don't have a whole lot of places for him to stay right now. The hotel is full. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to clear out some space. And I went into my workout room and I just wanted to walk out and close the door because I was like, I don't want to do this. So how did you guys get started doing this?
I will probably do more of the talking because of Ryan's voice, and I'm the older sister. We are sisters, and I'm the older sister. So this falls in line with our relationship. But I would say Ryan is the idea person. She is the she's the dream genie. She's the creative one. And so most of our ideas come through her. So our kids were a little bit younger. We were at Lifetime sitting by the pool. And we had worked for our family business for a really long time, but there were some changes happening there. And Ryan said, let's start an organizing business. She actually didn't even ask me. She asked our cousin. And I was like, hey, what the heck? Invite me to be a part of it. And we didn't know if it would work. And so we're like, hey, let's give ourselves a month. Let's like set these goals of launching in a month. Let's get content. Let's like really figure out social media, which for us has been a huge success. It has been a big pathway to our business and kind of to the level that we've built it right now. And it worked. We laugh because our accountants don't get a business license, don't do all that stuff yet. You don't know that this is going to be around in 2 months.
Yeah.
But it worked and it stuck, and it has just been a journey of figuring it out. I feel like there's some people that they have all their ducks in a row before they get started, and they plan out every scenario and like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? We are probably the opposite. We are like, hey, we're going to do this, and we just get started full steam ahead, and then we figure it out as we go along. And so what it is now, we didn't even know to dream to that. You know what I mean? Like we didn't even know this, the things that we're doing now, we didn't even know about those, that we could be doing those things 6 years ago when we started. So that's a little bit where it came.
Crazy that it's only been 6 years. So let me ask you this. Are both of you like really organized? Is that where it
Yeah. Yeah.
like in your own home is your stuff like, you know how they say the plumber always has messed up plumbing, but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
how did that start? Or have you always been OCD in that area?
Our dad is super organized, super. He's not actually diagnosed OCD, but super. We
He
could tell
probably
you some
is.
stories. Yeah, we
Yeah.
could tell you some stories. And so, yeah, Brandie and I have always been tidy and organized and loved a good label. Brandie is very administrative, so she's always been really with it in that area. I'm gonna have you take over, Brand.
Oh yeah. What's interesting is we also, you know this, Marguerite, this is what you do for a living. We live in California with families. And unless you're a bajillionaire, we're spending a lot of money on less square footage. So we've really
Right.
always had to make our space count. And especially because apparently we've always wanted to live in areas that everyone else wants to live in also. So it's even more expensive. And
Right.
things that I know now about organizing, I wasn't doing those things 15 years ago. So it's definitely morphed and like taken different, better levels up. But we love home, we love space, we love aesthetics, all that kind of stuff. So it's just a real marriage. But yeah, I would say that I have 4 kids. And so I've had to really make my space count and make it stretch and make it work. So what's funny is that we are type A in some of those ways, but we have a little bit of that fly by the seat of your pants in our personalities too, because we're just like go getters and driven. And let's just jump off the building and hope halfway down the chute opens up. That's a
Right.
little bit of our style and
Which could be a good and bad thing.
work out well.
Yeah.
But
Or not
typically,
necessarily recommending it, but
yeah,
But
typically
you know what though?
organizers, yeah.
I think that it's important to highlight that because I don't even know, and I'm sure a bazillion people who have talked about things for years and
yes.
never
Yeah.
implemented or never took that action. I even have a couple of real estate agents. I have a story where I had 2 real estate agents who came to me, and one of them, I'll never forget, she was a thinker, right? So she wanted to have all of her ducks in a row before she ever sold a house. She wanted to make sure she knew the contracts inside and out. She wanted to understand every process of it. And then I had another one who came in and she said, I have a client. Now what? And the truth is that 3 months later, the first one, actually a year later, the first one had never closed a transaction. And the second one had closed a deal within 90 days and had money coming in. So I just feel like it's so important to take action and do something. Just like I said, I've been staring at that workout room for 3 years. Finally, I had to have an excuse to get in there and get it cleaned out. And I'm excited because I can't wait till I can get you guys in to come and redo my pantries and stuff like that. It's on my list of things to do. But that stuff sits on people procrastinated that kind of stuff forever.
Yeah.
Totally. And when we got into like full service moves for clients, we got in because a client of ours who we were already organizing for said, do you do moves? And we just said yes. Had we done one? No. Did we totally know the best way to pack stemware in that exact moment? No. But we said yes, and then we just figured it out, and that has been a huge part of our business. That is a large income generator for us, and it's such a service to give to clients. But had we waited till we figured all that out, and we're constantly morphing and refining and getting better at what we do and tweaking our systems.
Well, and a pro of ours is that we're a quick study. We can
Yeah.
figure out and implement things really fast. And so, yeah, sure, we do luxury moves. And then next week, we're experts on luxury moves. That's our personality. We dive in.
But I'll tell you that my favorite kind of people are the GSD kind of people, right? Get shit done. Like they
Totally.
just they just go in and they figure it out. And then my favorite quote from Marie Forleo, I don't know if you know who she is, but she says that everything is figure outable. And my quote is you get paid in direct proportion to your ability to figure shit out. And some
Yeah.
people will do that. And some people are sitting around waiting for someone else to do it.
Oh yeah.
And the idea of having someone like you guys come in and actually pack and move, like it is moving rates right up there with death and divorce on the stress meter. I think it's like the most challenging aspect of anything we ever like. I've lived in my house for 30 years, so I'm never moving. I'm gonna die here. They're gonna bury me in the
Just be
backyard somewhere.
buried in the house, Marguerite. Just don't even go anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere because honestly, the thought of moving, like we did a complete remodel in 2021. So we had to empty our house because we gutted our house and went down to one room. We lived in this actual room that I'm in right now, my husband and I, for almost a year. And it
Wow.
tested our marriage, every part of it. But just moving all that, because you do not know how much crap you collect. Is it
Oh, yeah.
insane?
And especially when you've lived in a house for a long time, a lot of people moving is, you're right, it's like the worst. It's stressful. Ryan and I both moved a few years ago, right before COVID. And I was like, how is this a nightmare for me? This is literally what we do. And we're both, I would say, like more on, definitely have far less stuff because we work with stuff all the time. So we don't keep a lot. And I was like, it's like bunnies. How does it keep growing? How is there more stuff in the garage? How is there more stuff? I thought we cleared all that out.
And it's interesting because lately, for some reason, I've had more clients because I'm still active in selling real estate. And I've had several probate situations, right? Where we're having to go in and do estate sales. And it's fascinating to me how important our stuff is. But then when we pass away, nobody could give two squats about our stuff. My grandpa was like that. He was like adamant, all of his stuff. He was so like steadfast on his stuff. And then when they pass away, you're going in and your family, most of them are tossing most of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like 90% of it is going, if not more, is going in the garbage or getting donated or something. And it's sad. It's like, how can we let go? So I guess that's a question that I'm imagining you guys come across a bit when you're organizing is how does your control side keep from there's so much that seems so emotional. Am I mistaken in this? It's so
No,
emotional when you
you're
start
so
going
right.
through stuff. You start to go through stuff and then you find a picture of your son when he was a baby, or I just
Oh,
found
yeah.
some of my kids' baseball trophies. I'm like, what do I do with that stuff?
Ryan said to someone a really long time ago, and it just stuck with me. And she said, if everything is sentimental, nothing is. And I think that explains it. It's like not every single thing can have equal importance.
Yeah.
One thing that your kids wrote 2 years ago does not equal the importance of maybe like a family heirloom book that your grandparents wrote in. You know what I mean? That those aren't equal weight. And so I think what we've realized in Home+Sort, and I never, when we started this business, understood that this is the effects of stuff. We just thought we were going to beautify spaces for people. We did not understand what we were stepping in with people and their stuff. And the truth is, and I'm sure you could identify with this, our stuff, it either helps us live the life we want to live or it limits the life that we want to live. Because when we can't get our spaces organized, when we're drowning in our stuff, when we're overwhelmed by our stuff. Margaret, you may have one room that you want to shut the door in, but we have clients that they want to shut the door on every room. And their closet is so overwhelming. They're struggling to get dressed for work. Their garage, the minute they pull into it, they're just ridden with anxiety because there's just chaos everywhere. And so our stuff, it tells a bigger story than just, oh, I want my pantry to look like it came off of Pinterest. And so it's really a huge part of what our team does is helps people get a system to live the life they want to live and to be about the things that matter to them. If they want to sit around and organize things all afternoon long and they don't care to be out with their family, then live in a house where it's a mess and you're constantly having to redo things. But if you're like, hey, I need my house dialed in because I want to go help in my kid's classroom, or I need to go work so I can help provide for my family and we can spend more time together. Or so we all have a life that we want to live. And some of us, we just aren't getting to live it because we're drowning in our stuff.
And it feels like such an emotional thing. It's almost the condition of the interior of your home almost feels like the condition of your soul a little bit, the inside of your soul. And I've seen that a lot. Like I've seen people, it definitely feels like an emotional thing. Like my husband, I tease him all the time because he's a dog, and every single closet, I'm not lying, every single closet in our house, he has something in. Every
Oh, yeah.
single one. And so even when we remodeled and I did design this beautiful closet for me, I thought I was designing it for me. He's like, I need space in that closet. I'm like, Joe, you have stuff in every other closet in the house. He goes, I can't fit it all in that closet. And I'm like, you just want to have some of your stuff in my closet. That's all. That's what it comes down to. But I've also seen people who you see how I even saw it within myself that before our remodel, our house was just filled with clutter and I felt like I could never get past it.
Yeah.
And now that we've remodeled and I have this beautiful home, like I didn't want to put so much of that stuff back into our house. And it felt like I was cleaning out the cobwebs of my spirit in addition to my house. Does that
Yeah.
seem like what a lot of people are going
Totally.
through?
Yeah, I always say, or we all say, external clutter is mental clutter. And so we are a reflection of our environments. And so if your environment is chaos, that's what's going on up here and in
Yeah.
your heart. And if your environment is dialed in and has a system and a plan, you have more peace and tranquility internally. And so you are spot on with that.
So I guess my question is too, I've watched those shows, Hoarders, and even like I think of Extreme when the weight loss program. I guess what percentage of people go back to what it looked like before? Do you get to see that or hear about that at all? Do they go back to what it looked like before, or does it actually help them move on from that? Or is it almost like a temporary band-aid?
I think most people keep it up. Now, Marguerite, there are some people, it's not even in their nature to understand how to live tidier. It's just not who they are. So I think that we help them a ton because we help either declutter or remove some obstacles that they're having. And it's way better than it was before. But we have clients because our team goes back and does refreshes for clients. We'll go back 6 months in and just give it a refresh and make it look like the day that our team came. And we have a lot of clients, we tease them, we're like, hey, can you be messier over there? We love you guys. We want to come back. And a lot of them, they're like, you've just changed things for us. The system works. Everything has a place. Everything has a home. So we're able to keep it up, which is the goal. The goal is
Right.
us to help them live a better life and simplify their life with their stuff if that's their goal and desire. So I think a lot of people keep it up. Obviously, there are some that don't, but most really do. Also, it's an investment. So when you've paid to have people come into your home and do some of these things, it's, hey, that cost me whatever amount. This matters to me. I paid for that. I'm really going to do the work, which organizing is work. And so you either do the work to put it away right then, or you do the work to spend 5 hours on the weekend trying to get your home dialed in. Eventually you have to hang your shirt up. So maybe some people don't, but yeah, it's life changing. It really helps people. I just think about in my own life. It's like my own house. If when things get out of control or a bit messy because our lives have been busy, we haven't been home a lot. Somehow we're home enough to make messes, but not home enough to clean them up. And you just get things reset. It's okay. Now I can forge ahead. I can do what I need to do. It's great.
So clearly, you guys have hit some kind of chord with this because your social media has blown up. Was there a moment in time or something that happened on your social media that it just blew up and took off? Or was it gradual? Like, how did you go from like 0 to 250 plus thousand followers on social media. That's just Instagram. I don't even know what all the other ones are.
Yeah, I would say during COVID, people were really interested in like tackling projects around their house. So that was a season of growth for us. I would also say some of our clientele, we work with some well known clients, and people are interested about that. So that's been a
Are you
catalyst.
allowed to say who any of those like well-known clients are?
Oh yeah. The people on our social media, that's not a secret. So we've worked for Chrissy Metz, Jessica Alba, Nate Burkus. We work for the Taylor Lautner and his wife Taylor. Oh gosh, there's Tori Spelling is a client of ours. The ones on our social media are the ones that aren't a secret. Candace Cameron Bure has been a great client for years. Gosh, trying to think who else. There's a good amount of them. We've had a good amount of pro athletes. So yeah, so if they post about it, that's definite exposure. But to be honest, most of our growth it's all organic growth. We've never bought a follower. We never did any of that. I think people just resonated, I think a little bit with the content of the organizing, and then some of the lifestyle stuff that Ryan and I will do a little bit. Social media now these days, I can't ever figure out what people are
What
totally
works?
into, what works and what doesn't work. This, you're a business owner on there. But definitely during COVID, everybody's home. And so I feel like people were just into any kind of content that would help their living spaces be better. Yeah, we never saw that as being growth, but we get a large percentage of our business from social media, which we just never. Instagram was so great because it's so visually driven, and our business is a visually driven business, but we never saw that coming.
What I love too is that whether you're a celebrity or you're a lowly realtor like me, we all have the same problem, right? Like we all have the same challenges. It doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. And it really does resonate. I don't know anybody, even some of my like crazy OCD, super organized friends, like even they, like I have a girlfriend, Renee, who like even her junk drawer is organized. So I'm sure your guys' is too, which that amazes me. But I think, oh my gosh, how does she even have time? But it's a priority to her. And what I have found is as I've gotten older, is that you're right, how much simpler it makes your life when everything has a place. Like, how many times have you spent, you guys, but not you, but me, trying to hunt down a pair of scissors? You know, I'm
Right?
like, I swear to God, I've probably bought 100 pairs of scissors in my lifetime. And could I find any right? Luckily, I do have them right here next to me. But the interesting thing is that's really what it comes down to is that when you're, and I've even gone through this recently, we have a tool shed. I'm thinking, how many times have we rebought the same thing because you can't find it? So while it might seem expensive to, with either money or time to organize your house or pay somebody to organize it, the amount of money you save in not rebuying the same damn thing because you
Totally.
can't find it is like insane to me.
We laugh if we're working in a client's home and they've got 4 boxes of cornstarch. Nobody uses cornstarch that much unless you're making like Play-Doh or slime or something, I guess. And we'll laugh and they're like, I didn't even know I had 4 boxes because I could never find the first box. So every time I'd go to the store, I just keep buying more and keep buying more. And it is that on a magnified level because people do it with their closet. They do it with, you go to someone's house and they own 30, and this is no exaggeration, 30 of the same black tank top because they could never quite find it and they didn't know where it was. And so it is amazing how much it saves you in the overbuying of things because you can actually find the one that you have.
I'm laughing because I remember a few years ago, Costco is not my friend. I love Costco, but they're not my friend. And my husband,
Good for you all the time.
he came to me and he goes, I don't think we ever need to buy ketchup again. And I'm like, what? He goes, we literally had 12 and we had the big jumbo size of them too, not just like the little jar of ketchup.
Yeah.
We had 12 bottles of ketchup because I couldn't find the ketchup. Or I was at Costco. I'm like, oh, we always need ketchup. We always need ketchup.
Yeah. Oh, we have that. We will tell clients all the time, don't ever buy Windex again. It's got 20 bottles of it. Like you're good for a decade. And the same with something like that, a ketchup, which you need it. But yeah, Marguerite, that is the tale of many houses.
Yes.
And I'm sure during COVID time, how many rolls of toilet paper do people have now? Like people like stocked up
Oh yeah.
on toilet paper for a lifetime because they were so afraid they were not going to have toilet paper.
Isn't that funny though? We all do that. The minute we think we can't get something, we all start freaking out and try and buy it in excess. There are so many clients of ours now that still have COVID excess or things that they're like, we couldn't get it at the time. So when I got it, I bought 10,000 of it, like a ridiculous number. And now they're like, what do I do with this stuff? You're so right.
My girlfriend called it empty refrigerator syndrome because for me, like growing up as a kid, we were pretty poor and homeless at times. And I remember opening the refrigerator and there'd be like bread and mayonnaise. So I have empty refrigerator syndrome. So true story. I literally have a 25 cubic foot freezer. I have a stand-up freezer. I have an extra refrigerator with a freezer. Plus in my house, I have a refrigerator full of freezer, and that doesn't count my pantry. So it's stupid. It's not even like rational, right? But I've been getting better and better as I've been healing through therapy, thank goodness, to not have 13 bottles of ketchup. And, I don't need to have that much. And now my kids are all grown. So I have all that with nobody even in the house. But
yeah, with you and your husband. Marguerite, it's so interesting you say that because those are the kind of situations that when we started Home+Sort, we didn't know we would step into. We had a client and she didn't call it that, but that was it. And she said her pantry there was so much food in there that never got eaten. There were pantry bugs and maggots and things. It was really bad. And this is in a very nice, this is in a Granite Bay. So we're talking nice home, nice area. Money is no issue in this house. And we were helping her go through things. And she was saying how hard it was for her because she grew up not having much food. So as an adult, because she can afford to buy a lot, she just has this deep fear of not having enough food. I never foresaw those. Ryan and I, we go to therapy, but we're not therapists. Those are the things, the situations, the stories we find out about clients, and just being a little bit a part of the help for them is special. And it's an honor and for us to make a difference. But I think we've all got that in some like in some little way. We all have our own empty refrigerator syndrome, but maybe it's not with the kitchen. Maybe it's with clothes or the garage, or wanting to have enough because we want to look like we have enough because we were poor and that was humiliating. It's just, we all have a story to tell with our stuff and why.
it makes me think of, there was an old comedy show, I'm sure you remember, Comedy Routine by George Carlin, where he talks about stuff. Have you guys ever seen that? Oh my gosh. It's George Carlin, who's a amazing comedian, and he does this whole thing about stuff. He goes, we have this whole thing about stuff where we have to have all of our stuff, right? And then we get a bigger house to put in more stuff. And then we go on vacation. So we pack all of our stuff and we take it to the hotel where we lay out all of our stuff. And it's hilarious. You'll have to look it up.
Totally. Yeah. Oh, we would probably really laugh.
It's hilarious because it really is like this consumption issue that we have with stuff that comes from wherever it comes from, childhood or abuse or whatever it is that.
Yeah.
And it's always more than the stuff, just like in real estate, just like you guys are dealing with a lot of the emotional stuff, we deal with it too. To wrap up today, is there any final thoughts or ideas you have for people who are dealing with that or struggling with it? Maybe a first step for people who are feeling that kind of overwhelm and that challenge in dealing with their stuff. What might be a first step that people could do, other than they need to call you, of course, but besides.
Yeah, that's your first step. But always start smaller. Don't break off. Don't say, I'm going to get my whole house done this weekend. It never works. You will quit. But if you say, I'm going to do this entry closet, or I'm going to organize my junk drawer, and you set realistic goals, you'll work your way through your home.
Absolutely.
I 100% agree. What do you think, Brandie?
I think invite a friend or get your family involved. No one likes to do hard jobs by themselves. Misery does love company. And so it's, if you decide if you pick one of your kids' rooms on a weekend or one space, one of your kids' closets, get the kids involved, invite your girlfriend over, and then, hey, say, hey, if you'll come help me this weekend, I'll help you next weekend. And I really do think like the edit and the purge of your items is the first start. Like Ryan said, your junk drawer, go in there. If you've got 95 pens in there, scale it down to 10. You know what I mean? Little things like that. Nobody needs 95 pens ever. And so little things like that, all of a sudden you open a drawer and you can get it open without it getting caught on something because it's so stuffed full. That is so empowering to then have you go to the next drawer. Then the next thing, you might be cleaning out the pantry. You might be working on the fridge. Small successes just build, and then you just accomplish so much.
I'm laughing about the pens.
Wait,
because
I have one more idea is because this is all very second nature to Brandie and I because we do this every day, but we have a planner with Erin Condren and it lays out month by month and it gives you a whole list of things you can do and actionable steps. And it is the easiest way to get organized. So honestly, that's
oh my gosh. Yeah. You send us a link to that, or is it on Amazon, or how do they get?
I'll text you the link. Actually,
Okay.
and it's a project planner. You can start it any time of the year. Ryan, that great memory on that one. It is so user-friendly, so fantastic. It's awesome. Like, I don't say that because we wrote it, because to be honest, Ryan wrote most of it. So I went back and read it with fresh eyes and I'm like, this is so great. It's so helpful. And you can just keep repeating everything in it.
I'm going to order one of those myself for sure. I'm going to order that as soon as you send me the link. But I'm laughing about the pens because last night, again, when I'm cleaning out my workout room, I have a bunch of junk from my offices. I've had a few offices over the years. And so as I've emptied them out, they've all kind of gone into a corner.
Yeah.
And I literally found a box that's probably got 200 pens in it. And I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to take it to the school and donate it.
Yeah. And Marguerite, for people who have a hard time parting with things, find a place that you feel good donating to and just load up your car and take it. Don't load it up in your car and let it sit there for a month. Just take it and get rid of it. If you're having a hard time, some people don't like to donate to Goodwill. You know what? If that's convenient and that's the best you can do, take it to Goodwill and get rid of it. So then it's out of your hair and you feel so accomplished.
This has been an amazing conversation. I feel like I could talk to you guys all day hopefully when Ryan's feeling better. We'll
for sure.
Since you're local, we'll get together.
We're going to come over.
Oh, I would love you come. Hey, it's supposed to be 117 next Saturday. So you come hang out by my pool. Yeah. Look at your app. I was about, oh my gosh, it's supposed to be in the high hundreds all next week.
Are we living in Arizona in the desert? What is happening?
I don't know, but it said 117 on Saturday. I'm like, okay, I need to just, I'm going to have not 2 days from now, but in a week.
So like right after 4th of July.
Yes. 4th of July, it's supposed to be 109.
No.
Yeah. So no fireworks for sure this year. So.
Yeah. It's going to burn it all down, apparently.
Ladies, thank you so much. I loved this time and conversation with you. We'll have to do a part 2 at some point when Ryan's able to talk.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You hung in there today, girl. So I'm proud of you. So thank you so much for joining us. And you guys, we will definitely have links to their planner and some other stuff in the show notes. So thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you everybody for listening in to our Real Estate Real World, where we get to talk to all the cool people. Be sure to share us on social media and would love if you gave us a great review. It helps push us up in the rankings. Be sure and go and follow Home+Sort on Instagram. They got amazing stuff on there and their other social profiles. And thank you again for joining us on Real Estate Real World. Have an amazing day. Thank you for joining us today on Real Estate Real World, where we talk with masters and leaders in the real estate industry and beyond on how we can raise the bar in our industry. Please subscribe over on iTunes, and while you're there, be sure to give us a review. Your reviews encourage us and help others to find our podcast for show notes and hot topics on what's going on right now in our real estate industry. Also, hop on over to www.realestaterealworld.com and add your name to our email to get early advance notice of upcoming podcasts. Thanks again for listening, and go out there and be a part of the elite masterclass and raising the bar on the real estate industry.